So I just wanted to make a little addendum to the video that I'd started this morning. First of all, the Dow, I believe, was down today. Right now, trading is still in progress. It's 338. But yeah, the Dow was down significantly today, and a lot of stocks took a lot of hits. Now, I was fortunate that I was only down, I think, less than $2,000. I'm still above 16,500, which is fine because my initial investment was only $5,000. But I'm not really worried, and I'm also thinking about buying the dip in some positions simply because I believe in the strength of the companies and I believe in the longevity of the stock. I don't get worried anymore about the short term. But I watched that hearing with the GameStop hearing. I watched that earlier today, and I just thought it was an absolute joke. First of all, the Congress is not a court. It's a court of public opinion, but it's not the actual court. The real court that actually matters is the court that you'll end up in front of a judge next to the SEC and the FBI when they're doing their investigation, and then they hand the findings over to the SEC and they determine whether or not you've done insider trading or whether or not you were running a pump and dump scheme. So in the long run, this is a lot to do about nothing. So there will, of course, be an investigation, and I'm pretty sure I have ideas about what that investigation is going to turn up. So when you look at the information, basically what you have, they said, yeah, five of the key players in the GameStop stock trading saga are appearing before Congress. Now, this already has happened, by the way. GameStop was up at 483. It's fallen back to 45. However, that's not exactly true because if you look at GameStop trading right now, there were some upticks in the Reddit stocks today. GameStop, they're saying, may have traded to 45, but right now it's at $41.70. Now, there was also an uptick in Douchecoin, or they should have named it Douchecoin, because you'd have to be a douche to be buying into this stupid shit. There's no utility in it, and you're wasting your money. Now, granted, as with all Ponzi schemes, if you got in really, really, really early, yeah, maybe you could have made out really well, like you could have had a couple of $1,000s or something like that, but you would have had to put in a gigantic initial investment. You would have had to have done it between probably 2017 and 2019. I have a lot of friends who bought Dogecoin, Ripple, and Tron around the exact same time. And right now, a lot of cryptocurrency people who feel they missed the boat with Bitcoin are searching for some way that they can buy in low and that they could sell high. They have no idea what any of this shit is. They don't know anything about any of this stuff. However, they just want to get in so they can buy low and possibly cash out more money than they put in. That, by definition, is basically a Ponzi scheme. And the way I see it, most of these cryptocurrencies are perpetual Ponzi schemes, which is the reason why India took steps to ban cryptocurrency, which I have to applaud them for. So India, as you can see, India, you can look this up yourself. India banned cryptocurrency, and they told all of these people that you had exactly 6 months to get out of it before they take legal action against you. So they're going to have some issues with that ban, but ultimately, a lot of these other countries, they're not going to let anything threaten their national currency. So they straight up banned it. Then I should also say I'm very happy to see Nvidia has crippled GPUs because of Ethereum. So what they're trying to see, right, what happened initially, now you know me, I bought two of those, what is it, the 3090 FTW3s in a different video. So I already got my video cards. But what happens is most of the people who are gamers who actually want to play games, they can't buy video game graphics cards because these idiots with these cryptocurrency miners are buying them all up, running out electricity in their areas, and they're doing this because they think that they're going to get rich just mining cryptocurrency. So Nvidia is now redesigning their graphics cards to limit their abilities in cryptocurrency. As far as I'm concerned, if you really want to hit these bastards, Congress, what they need to do is they need to work out something with these video card producers, AMD and NVIDIA, and say, guess what? Make it so your video cards can't mine this bullshit. Now, the easiest way they could do that is to simply say it causes global warming because of the energy used, because these things use a lot of energy. They waste a lot of energy. While people are freezing to death in Texas, The same people who were talking about seceding because they were racist and they didn't like Barack Obama under Rick Perry. While people are freezing to death right now, they would love to have this much electricity being wasted by Dogecoin and Ethereum and Bitcoin miners. They would love to have this type of energy. So all I ask is that Congress does something, just pass a law. There's nothing any of these fools can do about it anyway, because that's what y'all do anyway, is you pass bullshit laws. Y'all don't read the Constitution. Pass a law, cripple these video cards, make it so these idiots will stop wasting resources, and make it so people who want to play video games can play their video games. Because technically, that's not really a waste of resources when you consider the fact that it's keeping them off the streets. And in some cases, it kind of reduces crime, and it also reduces teen pregnancy. So when you really think about it, that's actually a good thing. It's a great cloud with a silver lining. Now, back to what I was talking about. This guy came out, he did his little spiel. He said exactly what I expected him to say. Then the next guy, I forget what his name is, it'll come back to me. He came out, he said his little spiel. While this was going on, all of these Reddit tards were sitting there, they were typing rocket emojis and making fun of the entire situation, while Maxine Waters and Congresswoman Nydia Velasquez and a couple other ones were wasting time, wasting energy, and distracting us from the fact that Texas is freezing over, which I find amazing. If you don't want to believe in global climate change, the mere fact that Texas looks like it does outside right now, where there's ice and snow, that should tell you something right there. But if you don't want to believe in it, fine, I could care less. Nature will deal with you in its way, in its time. You can't beat nature. You can't argue with nature. Nature sets everything to zero, regardless how you feel about it. So I don't even care anymore. So anyway, Keith Gill, that was the other guy. Keith Gill came out and he's like, oh yeah, well he believes the GameStop's current price is roughly $45 a share, undervalued. Nope, guess what? It's $41 a share, Mr. Rocket to the Moon. 41.31, in fact. It's dropping like a stone since 2 days ago. It's dropping like a stone. So anyway, Robinhood has now decided that they are going to let users deposit, withdraw Dogecoin and other cryptocurrencies. So basically, Robinhood, because they allow people to trade for free, basically you're going to have everybody and their mama buying more of this cryptocurrency worthless bullshit. And basically, eventually, something's going to happen. The government may say, you know what? Dogecoin is an unlicensed security, and they'll do exactly what they did to XRP or Ripple. Or the SEC just might do what India did and say, you know what? That's enough of this nonsense. Because all it really takes is a couple of key people to either get hurt or kill themselves, or a couple of drug dealers to launder money, or it takes some kind of massive theft in the system or something. There's always some trigger. And eventually what happens is the government turns on the people and there's nothing they can do. After all, you're dealing with a bunch of kids sitting on an internet website talking smack and making jokes where they don't even type it and spell it right. So for the most part, they are completely inept against the government. But I have to say, the one thing that I realized watching this hearing today, and that I realized back when I was watching Zuckerberg up against the Congress, is when you talk about being inept, our government, our Congress can't deal with multinational corporations and is in no way equipped to deal with these people. So over time, this is all going to be brushed under the rug because ultimately there's nothing they can do. It's just like when they went up against Zuckerberg and they go up against Google. These are multinational social media companies. Congress has no right to interfere with them because the people themselves shouldn't be putting their personal business on these social media programs. If you don't like the way they do business, don't trade with them. If you don't like Robinhood, I want you to go find me another trading platform that doesn't have a terms of service contract exactly like Robinhood's. You can't. You know how I know you can't? Because if you understand the laws put forth by the SEC, and if you understand Wall Street trading, you'd understand right away all of these trading platforms basically have a copy-pasted terms of service. So bottom line is, your rights as an American under the 14th Amendment is if you don't like doing business with them, don't. If you don't like Facebook, uninstall it. If you think that you're upset with Twitter because they canceled Trump's account, uninstall it. If you don't like the fact that Apple says, oh yeah, well we're not going to let what was it called? What's the platform? Parler. If you don't like the fact that Apple did that, take your Apple phone, sell it, get an Android phone. Nobody cares what you think. This is multinational corporation, baby. You're nothing more than a cog in the wheel. And what I also realize now is that Congress, not only are they ill-equipped, but they're nothing more than a small cog in the wheel. They are so lucky that I can't go there before them and testify because I would let them have it. I wish I was Mark Zuckerberg. I wish that I could be Tenev right here. I would let them have it, and there'd be nothing they could do to me because the government does not have the rights to do what would be necessary for them to do. And I understand enough of the law to know exactly how little power they actually have when they're going up against a private corporation. So they're making a big deal of it. They're trying to say, oh, yes, well, we're going to investigate this. What did it say at the end? It says Maxine Waters basically said, where was it? Maxine Waters basically said that they were going to investigate the predatory practices of these hedge funds. Well, guess what, guys? The hedge funds are operating within the law. These hedge funds are legal. They operated in the law. And the mere fact that there's a bunch of people who are angry at them simply because they didn't read the goddamn contracts before they got on the trading platforms tells me that all of your lawsuits are going to get thrown out. And this is going to be a hard lesson learned for all of the people who either ignored me when I told them to stay away from GameStop trading for this short squeeze, or it's going to be a lesson learned for the people who were busy listening to people like Louis Rossman and Jim Cramer when I was in the background shouting, stay away from this, you're going to lose your money.